Today I'm in my new office actually, which is super cool. First time streaming here. It is still empty and not completely done. So sorry if there are some echoes, but we've got a really cool stream going on today. We are going to be chatting about all things Defcon. So unfortunately, I am not going to be going this year just because of this move, but I was there last year and also gave a talk. So I am here to answer any questions that you have. It can be about DEF CON, or if you just have other questions. We're going to be doing a pretty chill stream today, AMA style, and helping people get ready for DEF CON or just get excited. So I already see a bunch of people in chat. Is there anyone here that is going to DEF CON or is already in Vegas? Let me know if you are. I'd be curious to know, or if you've been to DEF CON before, even what your experience is, what you liked, what you didn't like. I want to hear all about it. Got lots of people, lots of similar faces in the chat here. Zen Carter is first. How's it going? Let's see here. Paul, all the way from Cambodia, saying hi. Thank you for tuning in. Apparently, we have a leaderboard now. I didn't even know we have a leaderboard, so that's cool. Maybe Brick can give some more details about that. I did not know we had one, so that is cool. Yes, it is DEF CON time. DEF CON is so cool. I went last year. It was my first time going, and honestly, it is such a cool experience. We'll say it was a little overwhelming just how big it was and how many people were there. But if you are someone who is into hacking and security, it is like being a kid in a candy shop or a toy shop. It is just like every cool security or hacking thing you can imagine, all in one place with a bunch of super cool people that like the same stuff. And it is a really good time. Okay, someone break me into IT. Have you taken our practical help desk course or our other free tier courses? If not, I would strongly suggest checking those out. They are a great resource to help you learn those beginner level skills that you need and to help you break into IT. Maybe Britt can drop a link in chat here, but yeah, definitely check those out if you have not. The bass is shaking your brain right now. Honestly, I love that intro song. It gets me pumped up to come and talk to everyone here. And I'm always worried. So like I'm usually bobbing my head to it and like this is going to end and I'm just going to still come up on camera and be bobbing my head to jamming along. We got Hamza here. Nice to see you, Hamza. Thanks for tuning in. All right, I'm going to scroll down here. I'm curious though, the more recent stuff. Oh, you're hoping for overflow. Yeah. Next time I stream, overflow me, I will do that. I was going to do it this week, but since it's DEF CON, everyone's getting ready for that. I did want to talk about DEF CON. So we will do that. I promise next time I stream, we will do the next overflow me. For anyone that's been following along with my streams, I've been doing exploit dev stuff when I'm doing technical stuff. So we will do that next time here. You were going, or you told us canceled. Yeah, honestly, every year it gets canceled. I don't know how that happens, but every year it gets canceled. Doesn't happen, but somehow people have a great time. Cool. You're going to be there tonight at 11, and tomorrow you'll be volunteering at the Cloud Village. That's awesome. Honestly, if you have a chance to volunteer for the villages, then I would strongly recommend that. It's a great way to meet new people and get some good experience for things to put on a resume. Ooh, Josh is asking, what was the most surprising thing going the first time? Honestly, for me, it was the scale of it. Like, it's this convention center that it's in is massive, and DEF CON doesn't even take up the whole thing. But yeah, just the sheer scale of it was the most surprising thing. That, and there's like anything you're into security related or like security adjacent, there's like a village and people that are like really into that. And it's like things you wouldn't even expect, or like I didn't at least expect, and they were cool. Like there was a village, for example, about how to break through tamper resistant seals. Like it was called Tamper Proof Village, I think. And like I never would have guessed that was a village, and it was super cool. Like they had all these boxes with those things that are supposed to be like warranty void and all this, and they were teaching people like how to remove those or like open mail without people noticing that the mail has been opened. I'm just using that as like one example. There was like so many villages. So like for me, I'm into hardware hacking and IoT stuff. And there's like 3 villages around that. There's hardware hacking village, there's embedded system village, and IoT village. And usually, like for security stuff, for me, it's a little bit more niche and hard to find those. But at Defcon, there's 3. So yeah, the sheer size and just the amount of people there, and like everyone is there to like have fun and meet new people, and it's a very chill event in that regard. You are going. It's going to be your second DEF CON. Awesome. Have a good time. I wish I was going this year. I definitely have the DEF CON FOMO, fear of missing out, because I would love to be there this year. All righty. Hamza did the PhD. Yeah, I heard you. You passed it. So awesome job. Congrats, man. That is a great accomplishment. Let's see. Here's a good question. Which courses do you recommend to start as a junior pen tester? I would recommend, so if you already have, we call them like the tiers of security that you need to know, and that's like your standard IT stuff. So the help desk course covers it. Networking fundamentals, because networking is very important, and then like some basic security knowledge. If you have all 3 of those, then I would start with the practical ethical hacking course on our academy. If you want to check it out, you watch like the first half of it for free on YouTube as well. And there's a lot of great resources there, or you can watch it through our academy. And if you are interested in a cert, then we do have the practical junior pen tester cert as well. And if you do need those core like fundamental things to learn, we also have two out of the 3 of them covered so far in our free tier through the help desk course. And then our most recent course that we just released is practical security fundamentals. And those are all through our free tier. So you can just sign up and watch those for free. Okay. What's the number 1 and number 2 don't do's of going? Okay. So honestly, you'll hear this everywhere, but it is so easy to forget. Do not forget to eat and drink water. And I had heard that so many times. And then on the first day I was there, I was at the TCM booth. Britt was there actually, who's hanging out in the stream with us, and Casey, another TCM person. And it was just so busy. And like, it was the first day, and like, it was a little hard getting into the village where we were. So like, we kind of just went in like 5 minutes ahead of everyone, rushing to set up. And then people were just coming to our booth. And then a few hours in, I don't know how many, I was like starting to feel a little dizzy. And I was like, oh man, I don't feel that good. And I was like, you know what? I haven't eaten and drank anything. So definitely like, yeah, pack yourself some granola bars, make sure you're drinking lots of water. That's going to go a really, really far way. And then the second one is like, just for me at least, or I would suggest, is like mentally preparing that like you cannot do everything. You cannot do even probably 10% of everything that's going on at DEF CON for all the talks. So just be ready to like, yeah, you're not going to be able to do everything you want. You might miss some things, and that's okay. So that's my 2 suggestions here. Since you can't be there, what's the coolest hardware hacking toy you can buy to offset your FOMO, or a top 5? Oh man. If you don't have a Tigard board, I'm obsessed with those. They're pretty basic one, but they're so handy. I use mine all the time. And then if you want something more advanced, one thing that's on my wish list that just came out is the new Chip Whisperer Husky Plus, which is for like glitching and side channel analysis of chips. So that is on my wish list. Okay, this is a good question. What are the key steps to prepare for DEF CON, and how can attendees maximize their experience? What tips do you have for first-time Defcon attendees to navigate the event safely and effectively? Okay, so actually, this is a perfect question because I wanted to talk about this, and I'm going to bring up here a resource that I highly suggest, which is a new village at Defcon called Noob Village. And I know some of the folks that are running this village, and there's actually quite a few that are friends of TCM or TCM adjacent, really good people. So I would suggest to check out this. I'll drop this. It's just noobvillage.org is the resource actually. And I would strongly suggest to go check these folks out. Go to their table. They're all super friendly. They will help you to find whatever you need to find. If you want to make friends, it's a great way to meet new people. So definitely go and check them out. And then also, like, they have a Discord. So if you want to like meet some people ahead of time, even like in the next couple days, you can hop in the Discord and you could, you know, if you're say like, I'm going by myself, I'm into this kind of stuff, I'm looking for someone to walk around with. And then they also have this guide here, the Defcon Noob Guide, which is through another club that they are partnered with, which is called the Lonely Hackers Club. So here is a guide. It's like we have a pre-con checklist. So like, you know, you have your badge purchase, hotel booked, did you take out cash? Are you know, comfortable shoes, for example, water bottle, battle buddies identified. So belonging, imposter, like there's just so much getting involved. So this resource is so good. I read this resource before I went. So yeah, to answer your question, I would go look at these. I'll drop this one right now into chat here so that everyone can go ahead and see this here. So yeah, check out that. Check out Noob Village. I'll give a shout out here too as well to Octopus Game. So this is actually an old coworker and friend of mine, Ed Miro, that runs this game, and it is designed to introduce people to Defcon in a fun and approachable way. And one of the really cool things is last year it was chosen to be a black badge. I don't know if it will be again this year, but if you're not familiar with the black badge, that's like the highest achievement of like participating in Defcon competitions or CTFs or things like that. And if you win a black badge, then you get to go to Defcon. You can use it to get into Defcon for free for lifetime. So very cool. And yeah, there are some cool other organizations here that are like very noob friendly, like friendly. And so any of these two, like the Dia Initiative or other ones, are very good places to start. So hopefully that helps answer that question. And yeah, I would say check out all of these and read this ahead of time because this is way better and way more in depth. You can see like I'm only at the top of the page here. Like whatever you need to know, it's all here. But that was a great question. All right. Let me get back to the chats here. For a junior cybersecurity enthusiast, which one is better to focus on between offensive and defensive security? Okay, so you're going to get different answers from this from whoever you ask. If you want to land a job and that's your gear, your goal here, defensive is going to be an easier way to get your foot in. There are a lot more defensive jobs than there are offensive jobs. It's just like the reality of what the market needs. So you're probably going to have a lot of a better time with that. That being said, the one thing that I always recommend to people is if there's something like you're really passionate about, you want to do that, then you should make it your goal and try and do that. I think that is worth more than anything else, is that you are super passionate and driven about it. So if you like need a job, then you can create like a roadmap of, yeah, I'm going to start with blue team or help desk and then go blue team and then red team and have this roadmap set out. But yeah, if you need to land a job, you're gonna have a lot of an easier time with blue team than red team. Be excellent to each other. You have many walks of life at Defcon and we're all just humans, so treat each other as such. Yeah, great advice. And I will say, like, I was there for the first time last year and I met a lot of people, and yeah, like 95, actually every single person I met and interacted with at Defcon was super happy to be there, super friendly. Like we were all interested in, generally the same thing. Yeah, for the most part, like everyone at Defcon is super chill and there to have fun and have a good time, and people are treating each other as well. Ooh, we had Tyler popping in here. Good to see you, Tyler. If you guys haven't checked out his streams or any of his content, highly recommend checking it out. I usually hop into his streams and was on his stream not too long ago. And Tyler is going to be at DEF CON as well. So if you want to meet up with someone who is super cool and chill, you should go and find Tyler and meet up with him. I know he's doing a talk, I think, in Red Team Village, which is super cool. So yeah, definitely go and find him. That's a very good question that a lot of people are talking about right now. So do you think DEF CON's transformation from niche, gray, underground conference to public, corporate sponsored as a positive or negative? I'm going to cop out and say both. So, I mean, I've only been kind of, since it has been what you're considering like more of a sponsored one. I will say, like, as far as conferences go that are bigger, it's probably like one of the least big ones that, as far as like pushing sponsorship. And I can say this as going with TCM as like a sponsor and like what you're allowed to like push and like what you're doing has to be like giving back to the community, even though you're paying to be there. And the amount of like, we can have like branded tablecloths or anything like that. So they're still trying to stay true to those roots. The one thing though is like with that corporate sponsorship and that money, it's allowed it to be a lot more accessible, the bigger venue, and be able to reach a broader audience. And like the sponsorship money brings a lot of cool stuff that wouldn't be there without it. Like there is like whole mini villages, like whole mini towns with like PLCs and like little trains and stuff that you can hack into. And like the hardware hacking thing, you can just go and get a free badge and learn to solder. And there's hundreds of soldering stations. And you can only go so far with volunteers and like what individuals are able to bring. So there's definitely positives to that. Okay, are they beginner friendly if you still don't understand CTF? So I am thinking you are talking about at Noob Village or anyone at DEF CON. And yes, so like all the Noob Village folks, lonely hacker stuff, yeah, they are going to be super friendly regardless of your skill and background. So I would not be concerned about that if you say, yeah, I'm a total noob to, hacking or whatever. They are not going to care. They're going to be there. I know some of these people from that, and they love teaching. Like Ed Miro, for example, he's a trainer and teacher, taught at college. They will be super friendly, even if you don't know what a CTF is. It's all good. What is red team? Great question. I throw around these terms, but I don't. Assuming that people know them. So, in security, cybersecurity, as a big generalization, we usually split the types of roles into two teams. On one side you have blue team, and the other side red team. So the blue team is considered to be the defenders. So this is things like your SOC analysts or people working in a SOC, and those types of jobs, threat hunting, incident response, are the defenders. And then the red team is the people like the penetration testers or red teamers that are doing testing and trying to simulate being attackers and things like that to simulate that side and make sure that the blue team is doing what they should be doing and everything is set up properly. And the term comes from the military. So in military exercises, usually you would have a blue team that is simulating defending something, whether it's like a trench or position or whatever. And then the red team is the attacking side. So it's transitioned from there. So, good question. Can you tell me our job is safe or not in cybersecurity? If not, then please suggest proper guidance that feels we have a job. Honestly, good question. This is on a lot of people's minds right now. Is my job safe in cybersecurity? There is the industry, the whole tech industry, and not just security as a whole, is definitely going through a very tumultuous time right now, and it's definitely hard to land a job. And we see a lot of layoffs, unfortunately, for jobs that are supposedly being replaced by AI. So I guess this is one where you're going to get a different answer from a lot of people. Is your job safe? No one can answer that question, unfortunately. But I will say, with the advent of AI, and I've given this answer a few times, I would suggest being in what I consider the middle group or ground of AI adoption and use. So on one end, you have I know people that are kind of just like completely sticking their head in the sand about AI. They don't really want to use any tools. They don't want to use it. They're saying it's overhyped, whatever. And then all the way on the other, there's like people that are like, I'm not even going to get into tech. Like, there's going to be no jobs. Might as well become a plumber. AI is going to take over everything. And then in the middle ground where I am is more of an attitude of like, yeah, it's going to be a very, very good tool that we should pick up and adapt and learn to use and learn the limitations of and learn how you can break and how it works. So I think if you want to stay in tech and security, then one of the best things you can do for your job right now is to learn all new AI tools, create your own AI tools, learn how they work so that can help you stand out. And that's going to be a highly in-demand skill, in my opinion. Okay, where to learn advanced methods to find vulnerabilities, where I learned few from Portswigger, but could use them on real targets in Bug Bounty. That is a great question. We just released, well, Alex Olson, who is our resident web expert and frequent streamer here, just released the Practical Web Advanced course at TCM. So this is about learning to find advanced vulnerabilities that mostly require chaining together multiple vulnerability chains, which is nice because this is things that, as we had in that last question, that AI or scanners struggle with finding when you need to put together or chain multiple. So yeah, if you want to learn, you could check that out. Also, come back to the stream when Alex Olson is on and he shows that stuff as well. Also, is the industry going to rebound from all the layoffs past year? I think at some point it's going to. I mean, I guess we're in like new territory with AI, but in the past, there's been other tools that have disrupted the market. And if you look at the tech industry, like there has been, cyclical ups and downs. And right now, again, this is just my opinion and like kind of what I'm seeing and my take on it, but you're seeing a lot of major tech companies that kind of drive the market and what other companies are doing, who are laying people off to adopt AI tools and have those replace those people. But these companies are also building those AI tools and want to show to the public and drive the market that yes, these tools are the future, and we're going that this is everything right now. That's kind of what they want to show. So for example, like Microsoft, they've done a lot of layoffs recently, and they just shared their earnings. I can't remember what the exact number is. I want to say it was like 27 billion is what they're saying they're going to save from all of the layoffs and have AI replace these people. Now, Microsoft probably could just lay off all of those people regardless and like have their immediate profits spike because they have all their products are already built, all the channels, all the pipelines, everything is like running, right? They've already put in all that backload where they could just stop and cruise for a long time. And that would be okay. But, over time, then competitors catch up, the wheels start falling off things. So Is that fully going to happen? I don't know, but I think at some point there's going to need to be people come back, and then there'll be a big rush to hire people again. So that's mine. Okay. Have you met people in GRC that have gone to Defcon? 100% yes. I met a bunch of people in GRC that came to the TCM booth. I don't know for a fact, but I would bet there is a GRC village, if not multiple related to that. I know a good friend of the channel of TCM, Gerald Auger, who previously had a GRC course on the TCM Academy, is going to be there doing talks. So yeah, definitely there will be GRC people. I know TCM learning pathways are good, and so are Hack the Box and Try Hack Me. How do I balance all that with CompTIA certs and starting a cyber degree at WGU? Honestly, I think you should just set out a realistic timeline of what you want, and then also, what I would suggest is like figure out what's your dream job, like what do you want to be doing, and map out a path to that, and look at the job descriptions for those jobs and see what they have, and if the certs that you're looking for aren't on those job descriptions, then I would say give a good consideration about whether you need them or where they're going to fit. So yeah, definitely balance is a key word though here. You definitely do not want to burn yourself out with that. It is a tough thing. Tough thing to do. Okay. Something to consider is that we're in an AI bubble right now. Eventually the bubble will burst and we'll be seeing as much AI integration into absolutely everything. Yep. Yeah, that's true. Like if you think of like other things, like a little while back, everything was blockchain or crypto, right? And like I never really fully was on board with that as much as like, yeah, I see AI is definitely going to stick around and be a game changer for a lot of things where blockchain and crypto was, but like everything was that a while ago. And like, you don't even hear about that anymore, barely blockchain at least. Thank you for hopping on. And yeah, I hope anyone that's going to DEF CON has a fun and safe time. Learn to make AI work for you. It isn't easy. It won't happen overnight. Yeah, exactly. So that is a great, yeah. Learn to make it work for you, and figure out what its limitations are. Like, I thought the more I have used AI, the more I realize its limitations, and starting to see those. So, but you got to use it a lot to really start to pick up on kind of its quirks and the different things it can do and how to get it to do the things you want it to do. Ooh, I wish I could go to DEF CON. Honestly, me too. I have so much, I call it FOMO, fear of missing out, about it this year, because last year was so much fun and it is such a cool experience. So I highly recommend to anyone, if you are on the fence about going or you want to, that it's so much fun. It's a good time. Yes, the Simply Cyber community is big on GRC, and they are going to be there. Like I don't know what specifically this year, but like I know last year they hosted a meetup at a bar, and definitely there will be GRC folks. Oh yeah, I was supposed to talk about this as well, so thank you for bringing this up, Britt. We have a SOC level 2 live training, which is very cool. This is going to be the first time that it's running with Andrew Prince, our blue team expert. So definitely, if you are looking to learn about blue team, go and check that out. It is going to be super cool. I would like to take it myself. Enjoying the assembly course, but now I need to apply it to keep the knowledge. What do you recommend next? IoT hacking course or something outside of TCM? So there's a couple things I would suggest. So yeah, the IoT hacking course is good. Like you don't necessarily need assembly, but it will help with reverse engineering. I would also suggest Crack Me is a very good walkthrough and different levels where you will put your assembly to use. I've also got Overflow Me on GitHub. So if you want to check out my Overflow Me walkthrough, it is all about exploit development and reading assembly and writing shellcode. And yeah, there's only 2 or 3 levels of it right now, but I'm writing them and streaming them. So I would check that out as well. Those are all good ways. And then honestly, like just go and pick like open source things or something that you're able to reverse engineer and pick them apart and look at the assembly and try and learn what they're doing. It's an excellent. That is an excellent way to learn that. Ooh, great question. Earlier said you were into hardware hacking. Do you have any tips or advice to get started with this area? I have a lot. I have released a bunch of content about this as well. So I have a blog series that maybe Brett could link in the chat about how to get started with IoT and hardware hacking. My biggest suggestion is go and get a cheap device. Probably a smart camera or a router, or if like you have anything in your house, old router, old modems, crack it open and get started working on it and just follow through, other people's guides or walkthroughs, whether it be mine, or I always recommend Matt Brown on YouTube. He has very detailed videos on how to get started. But yeah, my biggest thing is don't let it be intimidating. I think a lot of people get intimidated by hardware hacking. Just get started on something that you don't mind breaking, and you don't need to spend a lot of money on tools. In the blog series I have, you can get like everything for like $50. So you don't need to spend a lot of money and just get started and do it. Okay. Just looking through here. Yeah, definitely. So live training and security, like this is even, I would say, a lot of times on the lower end for the amount of students. But yeah, live training and cybersecurity can be expensive. So if that doesn't work for you, there are definitely some other options. I mean, the SOC 101 course, for example, you can get through our academy, which is a lot less expensive. You can also watch the first half of that for free on YouTube. And we also have free tier courses as well. So if you want to learn like security fundamentals, for example, got an 8-hour course that is free. So definitely a valid point, though. It's not for everyone. Ooh, anything for wireless penetration testers. I put out a short yesterday. Maybe Britt can link it down below of how to use. I have it here. Thank you. This guy, which is ESP32 Marauder, and how to capture WPA2 4-way handshakes and take them offline and crack them. So put out a short yesterday as a teaser, but the video will be coming out this Friday, which is like a walkthrough of, cracking WPA2 handshakes, 4-way handshakes, so you can recover the passwords. So we do have that. That'll be coming out this Friday, actually. So it's a good question. For the monthly access is for all course and certificate of completion. Yes. So if you get the all access pass, you get access to all of the courses. And when you finish a course, you get a certificate of completion. You also get certificate of completions for the free tier courses as well. So you'll get a one with the hippo or the moose for the ones that I did. So yeah. All right. So No one has asked this yet, but I do want to chat a little bit about, in case people are curious, giving a talk at Defcon. So last year, I submitted a CFP at the IoT Village, and I had the opportunity to give a talk, which was a super cool experience. And I would recommend to everyone as well. So if you're not familiar, CFP is call for papers or call for presenters. This is like the application that goes out, or the call for these people that would go out, and then you need to submit a little bit of details about what your talk is, who you are, why people will be interested in it. And I would strongly suggest that even if it's not DEFCON or if it's a smaller conference like B-Sides, to do one of these, because it is a very, very good thing for your career and to have on a resume, and it will help you meet a lot of people, and it's just a really cool experience. So I did want to share a couple resources that I used if people are interested. So the first one is this one, which is the secrets to writing a CFP that gets you on stage, because that is the hardest thing, is that you need to distill down like why your talk is going to be cool and have it be picked by the whoever is running the conference or picking the talks. And it's kind of like writing a cover letter or resume, right? Like you need to really catch their attention, and then have them focus on the rest of it without passing it over. So like the first thing, for example, here is like why they care factor. So for mine, like I title my talk, Anyone Can Hack IoT, which grab people's attention, and like why they care. Well, people want to learn that. So I will drop a link to this, but if anyone here is interested in ever doing a talk, then I would highly recommend checking out this CFP, and then, or this guide for CFPs. And then I also went through and did this blog here, which is How to Give a Good Talk by Ted Harrington, who is actually from ISE, which is the company that runs the IoT Village. And he just happens to be like a really good public speaker. He's done TED Talks and he gives a lot of keynotes at conferences. He outlines here really good details about how to give a good talk in a way that makes it really interesting and gets people's attention and keeps them engaged, because sometimes with like conference talks and technical talks, they can just get, really dry and like just with the technical details, which is a tricky thing to balance, but this goes through some really good details as well. So I'll drop this one here as well, and so that people can see these here. If anyone has any other questions too about giving talks, then I'm all ears here to okay. What was the YouTuber you recommended for hardware hacking? That is Matt Brown. He is, so if you just YouTube Matt Brown, I'll find his channel here and show you guys. Pause this here. Let's here. This is him right here, Matt Brown. He's been on our channel before as well. And if you look, like he's got all these things here where he lists what it is. So like here's the Netgear AC, and there's playlists, and like he does it in so much detail, like no steps skipped, anything, that you can just go and watch these and follow along if you can find this equipment or something similar. And like there are so many videos. I don't know how Matt records so many videos, honestly, but like, you can, if you want to hack something, there's a good chance that he probably has a video on it or something similar. So definitely check that out. I'll drop this here too for anyone that wants to see it. So that is Matt. He also has a really cool Discord community that I am a mod of, and we hang out and hack IoT devices together. So also definitely check that out. You can find a link to that in his YouTube channel. Ooh, Britt dropped another link here. I want to check this out too. From Bishop Fox, another cool security company. Write a CFP that gets read. So definitely another good resource. Is it possible to start my career in a SOC role and later transition to cloud security? So two-part question. So the first one, yeah, 100%. I think that's probably a fairly common pathway to get into like more advanced, whether it's cloud or whatever, is to start in SOC. What skills or prerequisites would you need to make that transition successfully? So I always suggest go out and honestly go look at literally 100 job postings for whatever that cloud security role you want, whether it's going to be like cloud security architecture or if it's cloud security pen testing or auditing or whatever. Make a list, start making a list of the top of the skills you see, of the certs you see, and make a roadmap for how you're either going to get those skills. Like for cloud, it's very easy to lab because it's in the cloud. So you can either sign up for a free tier or give yourself a budget. And yeah, try and hit all those skills and certs and make sure you have that experience. So I think that's the best way to do it, because I could sit here and tell you like, you should get your CCSP or whatever. But I mean, the real, to make your money and your time worth it is just to see what the job postings have and try and fulfill as many of those as you can. It would be cool to do a cloud live stream sometime. It would. Honestly, it would. So like I come from a bit of a cloud development background, but not like specifically cloud security. Um, we were Tyler Ramsby had hopped in here before. He has a cool pen testing AWS course because that's something we currently right now don't have a lot of at TCM Security is cloud, and I know it's something we're looking to expand in the future. But yeah, friend of the channel, Tyler Ramsby, has a cool AWS one. Okay, can skills in wireless hacking, service exploitation using Metasploit to network scanning with Nmap prepare you for a junior penetration tester role, just home lab with Metasploitable too? So yeah, those skills are all things that would help you for that role. I mean, whether or not just home labbing with those is going to be enough in this market is definitely challenging. But yeah, those are definitely skills that can help you prepare, and tools that I frequently see listed on job postings for those as well. I just finished my Security Plus. Congratulations on that, but I'm not sure which cert I should go for next. Honestly, that is a great question. It is very hard to answer because I'm not entirely sure what you want to do. Like if you, for example, are just love GRC, it's the thing that makes you wake up in the morning, then, if I said go get your PNPT or OSCP, it's probably not going to be worth your time. So I have said this a lot today, but I'll say it again. Pick your dream job, find the job title for that, go look at 100 job postings for that and see what certs, what skills, what requirements, what they're asking for. And then that could be your next cert or your pathway. If you want to go the search route, I mean, not everyone, I don't have a lot of certs, so it's definitely not something you need. I don't want to say like everyone has to go out and pay money and buy certs, because it's definitely not the only way, which this question is a great segue into that. Can projects and a good portfolio circumvent the need for a degree and industry experience to get a first SOC role? So there's no yes or no answer here. Everything's going to be different, but I would say that it definitely goes a long way. The hardest thing that you will encounter in this scenario is probably landing the first interview, because like HR folks or whoever is going to be screening resumes is going to get a lot, and they may not have time to look at your portfolios or things. The quickest thing they can do to see if they only have even a few seconds, because they maybe got hundreds to thousands of resumes, is to see if you hold the certs that prove you have those skills. So that helps get you past that resume screener. But then the projects and portfolios or lesser known certs, these are the things that are going to shine once you're in an interview with the people that actually know about those technical skills. And if they ask you like, hey, have you ever used a seam before? And you can say, yeah, actually I have. Like I've set up my own Splunk or Elastic, and you can talk all about the lab, and then that will be very helpful for you. So what you can do though, then if you don't have the certs, which is honestly the best thing you can do, is to network and meet people and go to conferences or join groups or leverage, contacts of friends. And, you could put out and ask like all your friends and family, hey, does anyone know anyone that works in security that can make an introduction? Because that will then get you past that initial screening. Usually if you have someone that can give you like a solid referral or into like a hiring manager or someone on the team, that will usually get you a first round interview pretty frequently. And then you can use this portfolio and all that stuff to help you shine. So definitely can. The biggest thing it seems certs do is kind of get you past that HR screen. Okay. You're about to finish WGU. You don't feel like you have the functional knowledge. Should I just do THM or HTTP? Yeah, I mean, if you need hands-on stuff like try Hack Me, Hack the Box are very excellent ways to do it. The PEH course is a lot of hands-on as well. I mean, you're going to be setting up your own labs, which in some ways is a really good skill to have. So yeah, if you feel like you need to shore those up, like when I was learning cybersecurity stuff, I used a lot of Hack the Box. But yeah, both of them excellent platforms. All right. Let's see. I'm just going to the pinned chats here. See if I missed any good ones here. Do I think it's worth padding certs and tags and white text at the bottom of CV to bypass keyword checks? I don't think so. I don't think it's worth it. I think you should. Stick to if you have certs, they should be on your resume and visible. And yeah, I see a lot of people doing this keyword spamming of just onto the resume. And the problem is then once a human gets to reading that, if they see it in the white text, or it just doesn't look good. So I would much rather focus on the most important skills that you see on the resume and incorporate those in either your job descriptions or projects or things that are in your resume into a way that you can read it and prove that you actually know something about that tool or have used it. Because I've seen resumes where it's literally just Metasploit, Nmap, whatever tool here, SQL map, and there's nothing other than just commas in between all of these on resumes. I've reviewed a lot of resumes that have that, and that literally means nothing. I could just go out and say ChatGPT, write me a comma separated list of the top 50 offensive security tools, and then paste it on a resume, right? It literally means nothing. And the ATS tools now are smart enough that that's not what they're looking for. So no, I don't think it's worth it to do that. Good question though. Yeah, I mean, this is a good. This is probably, unless you're really new and you're having a very junior level resume, some stuff that would shine more in an interview. But yeah, I mean, Hack the Box is still. I don't know. Maybe it's making me feel old, but that is a very good resource. And yeah, smashing the stack for fun and profit over the wire. Any of that stuff that can show you're actually doing these things is really good. People like to see that in interviews. So 100%. Okay. Yeah, we have another live web as well, which is live web app hacking with Alex that is coming around to the bend. And Yeah, another cool thing with our training. So I should have mentioned this when someone said it was $2,000. So that also does include the cert as well. So you get to go and attempt the cert because that training is live training to um, to prepare you for writing that cert. So the live web app with Alex, it comes with both the PWPA and PWPP exam attempts. So yeah, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, definitely check it out. Please give that a click. What are your views on those guys who really want to attend Defcon, but they are broke for a friend, of course? So I would say, like, also check out and see if there's a local Defcon chapter or Defcon in your area because it can be a lot more affordable way. Like where I am here, there's DC 416, which is DEFCON Toronto. And I actually went out and hosted a workshop for them on hardware hacking. And like we ran it as to keep it as least expensive as possible. $100 was the entrance for 2 days of training, and you got all the gear. And they run a lot of stuff for free as well, like 100% free. And then they try and make their stuff as close to like transit or subway or whatever. So yeah, go out and see. Like there's DEFCON groups for like so many regions. So wherever you are, there's a good chance there's probably one in a few hours of you. So check that out. Definitely a good way to get somewhat of the DEFCON experience without attending the full thing, which I know is going to be expensive, travel and hotel and all that. Also, this is not DEFCON, but B-Sides is another excellent conference that usually happens in smaller local areas. So also check that out as well. All right, we're getting close to the end of the stream right now. So if anyone's got any more questions, now's the time to ask it. And I will quickly say, so if you are going to DEFCON this year, I hope you have a lot of fun. Everyone stays safe, stays hydrated. Definitely make sure to drink some water. It is going to be hot there. I won't be there, but Alex Olson, who you probably recognize from our other streams, will be there kicking around this year. So maybe hit him up on LinkedIn, see where he's going to be if you want to meet up. I know he will have some stickers and things like that to give away as well. Okay, not seeing any more questions, so we're getting close to the end of the hour here. So I'm going to just wrap up here by mentioning again that we do have 2 live trainings coming up. The SOC Level 2, which is the first time that it's running, and I am super excited for this. Prince has been putting so much work into it. I've been seeing all of the work he has been putting in to get ready for SOC Level 2 live and also the SOC 201 course and cert. And it's super cool now that the cert voucher is included with that live training. So definitely worth checking out. We also have the live web app pen testing, which is being run by Alex Olson. And that one's pretty cool too, because it just runs on like Fridays for, I think it's like 3 or 4 Fridays. I can't exactly remember how many, but it comes with 2 cert vouchers as well. So definitely check those out. Again, I hope you have a good time at DEFCON. If you are going, everyone stay safe, stay hydrated, and we'll see you again next Wednesday after DEFCON, where maybe Alex will come on and chat about his experience. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and I hope